So now comes the fun part, learning it. So I'm going to separate this into two halves, the minor introduction and then the body of the piece, which is in major. So we're going to start with the introduction, which is in D minor, and the other part's in D major. So I'm going to show you how to play the melody first, and then we're going to go back and pick up the left hand. So starting this melody off is the letter A. So this is the A above middle C. I'm going to use my thumb here. So it's A, and then we get a grace note right away. So the grace note is going to be from C to B flat. If you're not quite sure what a grace note is I'm just going to hit the first note really quick and then stay on the second note, kind of like this. So I'm just kind of hitting that C really quickly and landing on B flat. And then down onto the A. Over to A. F, F, G, F, E, B flat. So I'm going to play through that melody again. Now, after this note, just let go of all the keys together and float on down to B flat. So it's going to be B flat, A, C sharp, E, G, G, F, C sharp, E, D, D, C sharp, D, E, F. So I know there's a lot of notes. I'm just going to break that up a little bit and we'll go back and do that whole part again. So let's start with B flat, A, C sharp, E, G, G. Then F, C sharp, E, D, D, C sharp, D, E, F. And now it's going to sound much like the beginning. In fact, the first part is the same. And now we're going to float back down to B flat like we did the first time, but it's going to end differently. Here's B flat, A, C sharp, E, G, G, F, C sharp. So far, actually, all of that's the same. But here is where it's different. It's going to go E, D, D, C sharp, D. So that is the whole introduction for right hand. I'm going to play that once again all the way through. So now here is the left hand that goes with it. We're in D minor, so you're going to be using a lot of D minor chords, which is going to be D, F, A. And sometimes we're going to use G minor chords. We can actually get to G minor very easily from here. It shares a note. It will have a D in the bass still, but it will have G, so D and G, and B flat. Notice that when I go up to the B flat with my thumb, I actually need to kind of slide my fingers up and maybe even curl them around a little bit tighter so my thumb can get up on that black note without doing something like this. So, makes it a whole lot better. And it's a little stronger. And we also have this other chord, A7, which is close by. It shares a G, so it's G and A and C sharp. Those are the only 3 chords that you need to know. So D minor, again, is D, F, A. G minor is D, G, B flat. And A7 is C sharp, G, A. And here's the pattern. I use a little pedal in this too. We're going to roll chords. So the D chord, instead of plopping all 3 notes down together, we're going to kind of roll them from the bottom to the top. But we're going to hang on to them. Kind of like that, rather than that's kind of separated. Almost if we had played the chord, but we're just going to kind of play it a little bit left to right. D, and then a couple of rolled D minor chords, and another measure just like it, followed by the G minor chords, and then the A7 chords. Notice I'm playing the low note first and then rolling all 3 of the notes involved. Back to D minor. A second one. G minor. A7. And back to D minor. So a breakdown, that was 2 D minors, G minor, A7, and then it repeats 2 D minors, G minor, A7, and then a D minor to end it. So here is how we put this together. So it opens up with the first measure of left hand, and then it goes on over to right hand for A, and when you reach the high A, that's when you bring in the D over here. On F is when you bring in this note, D. Where we float down to that B flat, and on the second B flat, play that with C sharp. Second half of it. So because it's in minor, it should sound rather sad, and you can feel free to put as much expression as you can muster up in this first part. Now onto the second part, where this is in D major. This has a very fast and happy attitude about it. So first I'm just going to kind of play it, well, we're going to play it slowly, but we're in D major, so we're centering around D's still. In fact, it starts with 2 D's, D, D, B, A, F sharp, E, D, C sharp, D. That is the first phrase. Then, starting on this D, you're going to need 3 letters, D, E, and F sharp. Maybe I'll kind of use this, I'll talk about them in numbers. This is finger 1, finger 2, finger 3. 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1. Now after you've done that, use F sharp, E, D. do something quite like that over at G. And if you use the same fingers, I can use the same numbers. 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. This one does not work like that because I don't recommend playing it like this. Change it to these fingers. All set for the next part. And then everything else is A's. So in the beginning there's a quick A, but all the rest of them are a quarter note long. Well, except for the last one, which is short. Almost the same exact melody once again. Except for this line, E, D sharp, E, and actually those are pretty good fingers to do this with. So your thumb, cross over, index finger back to your thumb, F sharp, G, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, D, C sharp, D. Now for the left hand, we're going to be using lots of D chords because we're in D. So a lot of them are going to be using D, F sharp, A, and occasionally A, F sharp, A. E minor, which is E, G, B. And maybe a couple little variations. I think there's even an E major that comes in. All right, so here is the left hand. D. This is still a D chord, but A on the bottom. Then E minor, A, G, A. Now this is one of those things where I'm stretching right now. You may not want to really do that, especially if you have a hand smaller than mine. You can actually play both of these with your thumb. G, A together. All right. Let me review what we have so far. D, 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 D with A in the bass, D, D, E minor, A, G, A, now to E minor, twice, D, and then we're going to switch the bass note here just to be a B instead of a D, then an E major, G, F sharp, E. Now when we put the two of these together, they're awfully syncopated. When we put the two of these together, we're going to find that it's quite syncopated. for joining me for today's tutorial on Czardasz. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and come back soon where we'll have another piece of music for us to learn.